All right, now we reload this. That's not the right page. Okay, live newborn session. Turn that down, or should I have it louder? All right, there I am. Is that recording? Okay, people are watching. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Justina. I'm just recording my screen here. Hopefully that is working. No, I've stopped it, haven't I? Okay, let's do that again. Just bear with me for 1 second. Click to record full screen. Oh, yep. Can I go like that? Is that right? No, that's not moving. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. 1 second. Oh yeah, there I am. All right, if I make that bigger. Okay, that's good. That should do its thing. Then I can go back to here. Edit. Screen recording. Just for 30 minutes. That's fine, Justina. You can watch the replay. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. 1 second. Okay, that should be good. See the delay? Yeah. Okay. That's recording. All right, sweet. Okay. Here we are, guys. We've got beautiful baby Crystal. Let me flip. Oh, she's so cute. All right, I'm going to hand my phone over to my assistant. Hi. Hi. And, oh no, hang on. We'll turn you this way. There you go. Okay, cool. All right. Usually I have music playing, but I thought, like, it might interfere with the thing, so it's a bit silent. Extra silent than usual. All right. Okay, let me get in here first. Yep, we got that side. Yep, that's okay. Oh, she's so sleepy. Okay. Let's have a look. So firstly, we're going to be doing the potato sack pose, which is the first pose that I always do without fail. Unless there was a sibling and, you know, the sibling had to be done first. You know, in case they get bored. You don't want bored siblings. So this first wrap that I'm using is something that's not going to be seen. Can you see it properly there?
Yeah.
Do you want to come around the back of me on this side? Come around this side. So this wrap is just an older wrap that basically won't mark her skin and is just plain flesh toned. You won't see this wrap at all, but it will keep her nice and bundled up. So the first little bit there, I've only left that tiny bit out just to tuck under her shoulders there. Just make sure you're not pinching their little arm skin when you're tucking that in on that side. So we're keeping just her fingers under her chin like that because I don't want to have too much dangly fingers hanging out, although some babies are good at getting those fingers to dangle out. So we're going to do a couple of wraps around her arms first. This is going to keep her hands up under her chin. Look at her. This is a very long stretchy wrap as well, so it can go around a few times. I use this wrap every single session. Now we find which way she likes her little legs to fold. I usually have a preference. And now I'm going to wrap around under her little feet or her legs. She hasn't done a proper burp yet, so she might be needing to burp as well soon. But because of this pose being an upright pose, they usually do that little burp once we get them into position. You're munching, are you? So you can see she's still got plenty of room here. She's not being compressed or anything with her hands, it's just holding them there. So the little noises she's making is just saying, I'm here. Aren't you? You're just a bit awake, aren't you? Oh, there you go. Off you go. Good girl. Okay, so then the next wrap that I put on, this is from Red Owl, I think it's Red Owl Photo Props. They have wraps on Etsy. This is the double length cheesecloth stretchy wrap. I have it in a million colours. So same thing again, just leaving that little bit out on one side. If you have a little bit that's like sticking out at the end there, I just kind of fill that into wherever is a dip between her elbow and her leg there, so we can just place that under there. Then with this wrap, I'm going to come a little bit more up around the back of her neck, so she's really supported. And with this wrap, we're not really going around her bottom too much, we're keeping it up around the mid part of her and around the back of her neck so she doesn't tip back too easily. With this one, I've tucked it in that gap there between her arm and her leg or her knee. There's a little gap there that has filled. So I wanted to have that nice round shape to her with this. We're going to fix her little hands once we've got the wrap on her as well. So then I'm going to come, once I've gone around that way, going down towards that gap in between this side, I'm going to bring it up and V it over this way. Just make sure you spread it out a little bit. Like that. Yeah, that's right. You can see the back of her neck is really padded there. Look at the little blinks. Like, what are we doing? If you have a wrap that is slightly not long, but you want to get this kind of V shape happening at the front, you can take the front here and just cross it this way. Instead of going all the way around, you can cross like that, but you wouldn't do that for potato sack pose because you need the wrapping around her. But if you're doing it on the back shot where you just want that pretty pattern at the front, you can go like that and then grab more of the wrap and then go like that. So you get that little beautiful little shape. It's just a little extra decorating. She's so sweet. Yeah. So you see there's a little bit of a gap through there. So I've put that wrap through there. And we'll come back up. So she's looking pretty chunky and round, but that's good because she's nicely supported. You can see from the back she's really supported, but underneath her she's actually not really even wrapped properly. It's all just holding her up the top nice and firm, isn't it? I might just pull the little under wrap just down over her skin a little bit there, where I don't want it to irritate her skin. That one wriggled a little bit out, didn't it? Let's pull that one back. There we go. So that's just that under layer. I don't want her skin touching the fluffiness, just in case she gets a little bit bothered by it. Okay, so you could, because this wrap is so long, you could have her like this, but I'm going to put on the extra decoration pretty wrap as well. So this is an Angora wrap from Chino Creations, which puts fluff all over your clothes. But it's pretty and it's soft and worth it. It's worth defluffing your clothes. So I'm going to pull that fairly tight around her as well, obviously without cutting off her circulation or anything. Okay, now I'm going to fix her little hands and her face placement just by lifting her little cheeks. And tuck this bit right under her little fingers. Look at her. Alright, so that bit's done. She's all good to go there. And then I'll show you guys what's happening underneath the setup we've got here. So, firstly, this is a dog bed, just from like Kmart or something. It's the largest one you can get. And I've actually cut a hole in the bottom of it. So, no. Let me get that. Oh, there we go. So, there's been a big hole cut in the bottom, so it really dips down. You guys see that? It's about the size of like a small crate kind of thing. And then on top of that, I basically put a whole bunch of my blankets because that will create that seamless backdrop without getting wrinkles. And it also makes for good storage of blankets because I don't have to have a shelf to put them on. So there's heaps on there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like just heaps. Heaps. Maybe a good 10 blankets, and some are double over folded because they're really big. And then I put that white fluffy one over the top because it's very sort of soft and fuzzy. It really doesn't have any chances to give wrinkles for you. And then I put my fabric over the top that I'm going to use. So this fabric is going to be used later in the session when I come back down here, so that's ready to go. And then on top of all that, put the fluffy blanket. And so that sinks down a good amount. But I'm still going to stuff around her as well to create support. Just make sure her skin is covered. Alright, so I'm going to place her into the spot first. I know, little chicken. And then I'm going to get all my thingies here. So I've got a few under here as well that I've already stashed. Where are they? So I've got a few like towels, like towel nappies, and all I'm doing is wedging them in around her. And these are really good. They're like rice filled, or you can fill them with like little plastic beads. Wedges from Paloma Shell, these ones are from. And you'll see I use them up on my posing stand as well later. I've got a whole bunch of them. So they're really good because you can bring them in nice and snug and they fit really well to the baby's shape, because babies are so different sizes when you get to this point.
Julie wants to know, is the dog bed on an angle? It looks higher in the back.
No, it's not. It's just got a little bit of extra where I've kind of not laid it out properly on that side. But it's flat. I'm basically just grabbing everything around and stuffing it all in around her so that she is got nowhere to go. Look at her little ear. She got the cutest ear. Yeah, it's like floppy on one side, on that one. Oh my god, I just noticed that. It's so cute. Oh, and it's so soft. Oh. Isn't it? I'm obsessed with ears. I play with Nico's ear like all day. This one I'm just going to wedge it in under her. Not under her, just around her. So you can see she's still got that round shape to her here. I'm going to just tilt her back fractionally so she's not head down. There we go. Make sure that that looks good. And we're going to fix her little fingers a little bit here. That's it. Good girl. And I want to get her face on top of her hands a little bit more here. She's still to the side a bit. Just gently turn her like that. So I'll tell you guys about my light. It's an Einstein from Paul C. Buff in America. With a, I think it's like a 7-foot, 86-inch umbrella with the white inside and the black on the outside, and then the diffuser on the front. And it's turned all the way down to its lowest setting. What other settings are there? And I think I've got it at 5500 Kelvin. Yeah.
Olga wants to know, do you suggest to feed the baby before they get to the studio or at the studio right before the session?
I usually say if they live like not too far away to feed at home, and then if baby needs a top up to feed, you know, when baby needs it. But if they live hours away, which is quite common for me to get clients from a few hours drive, then I'll get them to feed when they get here. But like, you don't want to tell them to not feed their hungry baby, so you know, if they're predicting baby's going to be fed close to the session, I just tell them to come a little bit early if they need to. Alright, where's my little headband? One of my favourite little headbands ever. This one is from Created by Carly. going to tie that up on the back. Having some little dreams. So with this, I want her head tilted towards the light a bit, not, see she was on this angle. I really want her head tilted that way a little bit so that the light is coming down across her face, not shooting up her nose. Let's see if I can have this. Oh my god. The lips. Look at the lips. I know, you're the cutest thing ever. You're so cute. Alright, let me grab this camera. And I'm going to place my light a little bit more around on the angle. The good thing with having it on wheels is you can move it with one hand. I like to make sure their cheeks are really pulled out. Okay. The good thing with the dog bed thingy is you can put your knees and your legs under it while you're working there, so you're kind of not leaning over too much. Okay, my camera settings are ISO is 160, the aperture is 2.0, and the shutter speed is 200. And I'm shooting in Kelvin, and I think it's 5500. Don't do that, camera. Okay. So with this, with every setup, I do a whole bunch of different angles. First, I'm going to come in nice and close. I'm going to kill down my ISO just to 125, a little bit bright on the white backdrop.
Where's your light stand from?
That one is from Photoshop Studio in Sydney. It's a very heavy duty one. So I'm focusing on her eyelashes on this eye here, right in the middle there, and coming in nice and close to her face for a beautiful close-up. Look at that. And see the beautiful cheeks. And then I'm going to do a bit of a vertical shot with it. And then a full shot. She's so cute and round.
What lens are you using?
This is a Sigma Art 35. And I'm going to do a smile. Lots of sounds, Missy. Yes.
Do you use a grey card at all, or always use Kelvin?
Just always set it, because it's going to be the same throughout all the photos anyway, so if I need to make an adjustment, I'll just sync the settings through Lightroom to all the images. At least then if it's all the same, it's easy. That's the good thing with shooting studio light, is you don't have the sun coming in and out and your temperature changing all the time. I want to get a vertical shot as well with her, but I need to just fix the little cheeks up here. And that little face forward again. she's such a little smush. You're so smushy, aren't you? You can see at the front she's still got that... Oh, there's the burp. Good girl. Woohoo! I know. At the back of her head she's really well supported, but she can still lift her head, so you don't want to be too unsafe with just letting her flop around here. You need to be holding her all the time. The good thing with the 35mm lens is I can actually hold her myself. Back when I had my 50mm, I had to always have somebody holding her while I stepped back to take the shot. Having the 35 is so much easier. Sometimes those burps wake you up, don't they? I'm just holding her into place while she's having a little bit of a wriggle. I'll give you a little bit of a jiggle. Babies love the jiggle. Sometimes that's the only thing that will work, is a jig, isn't it? A good little jig. Alright, so she's placed her head down perfectly on her little hand there. So I'll just hold her for a second, let her get settled again. Okay, now I'm going to come to where you are there. So if you want to swap over, let me squeeze in there so I can come to the front of her. Her ear is like the best. So have a look at that. You can see with the 35 how I'm so close, yet still getting her whole body in. So cute. Let me get her little face. I don't know how I survived without this lens, pretty much. Even there, as you can see, got lots of space around her. She's a beautiful little shape. Okay, so while she's here, where is one of my crib? Do you want to just hold her head for me, Tanisha? That's it. Let's grab my macro. So cute, oh my god. I want to keep her.
Pretty good honey.
Hey?
Pretty good honey.
I used to always say I'm going to put my kid on eBay, and then when he was a troublemaker, and then someone said, no, put him on Etsy because you made him. Oh my goodness. Alright, so this lens I'm using here is the macro, the Canon macro, 100mm.
When and why did you change to Canon?
Skin tones, basically. That's the only reason. I found my Nikon was being very muddy in the shadows and I just couldn't get it. And so then one day, not long ago, I hired the 5D Mark IV or whatever it's called. don't even know what it's called. I think it's a 4? Yeah, because there was the 3. I said to the guy, just give me the Canon equivalent. So he gave me the camera and I hired it for the day and it's amazing. Amazing. I don't know why they call it like a Roman numeral. Like the camera is like a Mark 4, but instead of writing 4, they
Roman numerals,
like I can't understand Roman numerals. It's just silly. Anyway, okay, so macro here. I'm going to come in really beautifully closer in on her face and her fingers and her lips. This is the perfect opportunity because she's got those little pouties. You just want to make sure if you're using these Angora wraps in macro shots that the little fluffy bits are not going to be annoying in the shot. So sometimes I just peel that little bit back like that. So the last thing you need is a fur right in your way. All right, so with this, I always up the ISO fractionally. So I'm going to come up to, let's go 250 with all the other same settings. I haven't changed anything else. So I'm coming right in on her. Oh, hang on. What I'm going to do is tilt her a little bit here. I've had her little head here. Alright, so she can't go anywhere there. She still looks the same. Okay, so I'm going to actually manually focus with this. So what I'm doing is setting my focus point right where I want it. And then manually focusing to suit, and your camera will tell you when it's in focus. So when it beeps, that is when it's in focus. They're so clever. It's a little bit dark, so I've upped the ISO to 500. Sometimes you've got to really find that contrasty spot for the lens and the camera to pick it up. So I'm coming right in on those lips. Beautiful little pouty lips. You can even come on a little bit more angle and get some of her little fuzzy moustache. Little blonde hairs. If you turn the focus ring really slowly, that gives the camera that chance to really grab it. She's got the blondest little lip hairs, so it's struggling a little bit. The good thing with doing this down on the dog bed as well is that you've really got something to lean on. You can see those little, there's no hairs. She's had a lip wax. She got no blonde furry little bits on her top lip, so I've focused that with my eye. So cute. And with that, we're coming right into her lips and nose, so it's not really a face shot, it's very much a macro shot. I'm going to come in and also do the full face. Focusing on her eye that's closest to me. Okay, that's a little bit bright now, so I'm going to turn that ISO down. Just wipe my makeup off the thing. So beautiful face shot. Now she's got the cutest little lashes, so we're going to come in and get those little lashes from an angle as well. Okay, I'm going to lift that back up with the ISOs on a 500 there. To get that little eyelash flick. So sweet. And then we can do her little fingers here as well because she's in the spot. I'm just going to turn her a little bit more so her fingers are a bit more backlit. You want the light coming over her little nails. If you can get the fingers to sit really flat together so that they sort of, all the tips of the nails get in focus. If they're kind of a bit like this, you'll have one that's out of focus. And I'm just focusing on that middle finger's nail. Okay, so that slightly was out. It's going to go again. I got little fingers. Too cute. All right, then I usually, if baby's got a really good head of hair like she does, come in and get just a hair shot. Oh, it's so cute. Do you flatten her hair or do you just like scruff it up?
Yeah, you should scrub it up.
It's so cute. Okay, and then I'm just going to come in, sort of get her hairline. And if she has like a cool little flick or mohawk, you really get those little hairs. So then you've got the hair as well. Cutie patootie. Then you have to get an ear shot, especially that little flippy floppy one. So we're going to turn her this way. I basically try to get as much as my macro done here as I can. The only thing I'm not really going to get is her toes, but I just like to get it all done and out of the way. Oh my goodness. If you guys could feel this ear. That's unreal. All right, so I'm going to come on a real angle, sort of where you are there, Tanisha. Let me squish in. So I'm focusing on this little outer rim here of her ear. Cute. Too cute. All right, so I can change my lens back now. Okay, so that is done. Done. The only thing, if you wanted to do a little bit more of a variety on down here, is turn her and get an above shot, which I might as well do since she is in the spot. All I'm going to do is fix that little wrap back up, tuck that in. This is where you could swap out the tie back for a different tie back or a bonnet or something, just so you've got more variety. Just make sure her little cheeks are nice and pudged up there, isn't it? Yes, I know. Now I'm just going to turn her a little bit like this, so that light is coming down across her face. And then move it a little bit as well. All right. If you can try and make sure your fluffy rug is looking good. So you don't have any weird shadows in the rug later when you go to edit. And then coming right above her, you can see because her bottom is so not wrapped up, she really looks like a little ball here, but her body actually continues for a good probably maybe 5 inches down past under this. Which makes it really easy to edit later. You don't have to spend too much time liquefying and changing the shape of her. Oh, you're too cute. Alright, strap around your neck at all times when you're above a baby. And I'm going to come right up over her, so I'm not shooting up her nose or anything. And I'll just turn that ISO back down again. Let's try 200. Nope, that's still too bright. I'm going back down to 100, which is perfect. So you got that above shot. So cute. And we'll do that on the vertical as well. No, you're a very noisy little girl. So cute. So you can see, like when I go to, if you really wanted to give her that really round shape, to liquefy that is really, really easy. Easy peasy. All right, I think I'm good with that. Let's move on. All right. So, if I had a sibling and the sibling was chilling out, I would go ahead and do that sibling photo now to get it done, just in case they're getting a bit restless, because it's really easy for them to hold baby all swaddled and comfy like that. Straight into a prop. So you take off the fancy layer, and this layer that I put on here is the one that I've chosen that's going to go in this setup. So I'm going to put a little hat on. That noise? What are you saying? Like, I know you're there. I want you guys to see that she has got a lot of room here. She's making these noises, I don't know why.
She just does that.
noises.
She's just a noisy baby. Some people freak out thinking these noises are baby not being able to breathe, but she can definitely breathe.
She does them all the time.
That's good. At least you know she's there.
Yeah, especially at night.
So I'm going to just tuck this little wrap, the little tie right under her chin there. Tie this gently, not too tight. But you want it to be tucked under there, and we'll give her a little bow here. And I like those little circles to be tiny. And she stopped. That must mean she's in a deep sleep now. Okie dokie, so. Okay, let's go in here. You can see the transition from there to there is going to be really easy. So under here I've just got one of these Erin Toll pillow thingies from, where's it from? Original Photo Blocks? Yeah. So that is down on the bottom there. I don't actually use this how you're supposed to use it in the buckets. I just use it now as a padding like that. And then just another rice-filled beanie thing on top. That's also from Pillow Michelle. If you order the set, it comes with a whole bunch of these pouches that you just fill up. You do have to change it all the time if you're using rice, but You can use the little plastic pellets as well off eBay. And then this is a Chino creation, no not Chino, what's it called? Coochie Coo layer from America. It's from America. And that's just plonked in on top like that. So you can see the angle here is very, very dramatic. Her bottom is going to be all the way down the bottom, and then her head is up the top. She's very much vertical. That's right. Just going to make this layer sit a bit flatter. Tuck that all in. So when I place her in, just want to make sure her little skin is still covered. Soft little butt skin. So I'm going to put her in butt first and then lay her head back. Fix her little hat there so it doesn't look crazy. I want her little hands right up under her chin there as well. So cute. Now, the way I've got my light and her face here is not the most flattering. What I want to do is get her face to be a little bit more angled, so I'm just going to slightly turn that basket. So now that light is coming down across her face in this kind of angle, rather than the light shooting up her nose.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, yeah. Yeah, no drama.
Stay there for 1 sec. Let me just kill that light. Can you still see that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, strap over the head. I'm just going to tuck this in a little bit under her head. And I want to see the edge of that basket a little bit there. That's it. Fix that little finger. I'm a bit pedantic with fingers. And I don't like how my little underlay is sitting right now, so I'm just going to lift her, place her here, fix this up a bit. When I'm lifting her, it's only like an inch off the ground. You would never pick this up and go travelling. Okay, now that's going to look a bit better. It was all twisted. Cutie. Alright, so with this I'm coming all the way over her. If you're having trouble going really over her like this, another thing you can do is just come over from this angle and shoot upside down, which I've done a little bit of too. Just going to turn her head a little bit there. And her face is slightly into the shadows here, so I'm going to just turn her face slightly towards the light a bit more so that this cheek's lit up a little bit more. And I'm going to just tilt her a little bit more. That's it. Perfect. Alright. Let's have a look at your sweetness. So I'm focusing on this eye in the shadows. I'll just bring my light a little bit closer here. Just fractionally. And I'm actually going to lift it just a bit. So now the bottom of the light is probably almost a metre, just under a metre or so off the ground. And my ISO is going to be on 160. can see she has that nice round shape because she's padded around the middle and the top section of her rather than all around her bottom. And then we'll come in close for the full face shot. And then straight on. And vertical. So from that one setup, there's a good 4 or 5 photos. And then you can change the bonnet for a tie back. So you can see, let me just bring that back. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. All right, and then double that if you put a headband rather than a bonnet. Okay, moving on. So we're going to go straight into need a headband. Pretty. I usually take behind the scenes videos as well from most of my setups, so it feels weird not doing that. I'm going to take this off while she's here. Oh. Oh yeah, you little chicken. So cute. Alright. Now, where is my new step? Firstly, alright, follow me over here. Can you see properly on this side without the light?
Yeah.
I'll turn that. I'll get that into spot in a minute. Alright, so I set my little butt down. And basically just put on another pretty layer that matches with the backdrop stand, the backdrop fabric. And I will show you what's underneath here after I take her off as well. So this is basically just a matching colour. This wrap is from A Little Life Fabrics. I really like it because it's got the lace detail on the ends. It's very pretty. And I'm going to do a bit more of a scrunchy look with this. They're good, these ones, because they are really, really wide as well. So you can just double them over. So you can give it a bit more of a scrunch. Tucking that over there. I want to also add that my studio temperature is actually on about 19 degrees Celsius, so it's actually cold in here. It's very much not a heated studio. You guys aren't cold, are you?
No.
Good.
You can turn down another 5 degrees.
I know, right? I think because my light pumps out a little bit of heat as well, it doesn't actually feel that cold. But while babies are wrapped, we like to keep it nice and cool in here. So this isn't actually really going around and around her, it's just to cover up that other coloured one underneath. And again, she's not on anything super itchy up here, so it doesn't really matter too much about her bottom. Doll. Is anyone asking questions? I must just be that informative. Okay. So I can show you actually while I'm holding her. All right, let me just bring my light around. Okay, I'll leave that there for a second. I could just cuddle her like all day, seriously. All right, so under here I've got my 2 fabrics that I'm using for the session. The top one is always going to be my wrapped shot. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 old, quite thick blankets. They were new when I bought them, obviously, but they were bought for the purpose of just padding this out. I never bought them to use them as a fabric backdrop or anything. I just liked it because they were really thick and spongy. And then under here, I've got the Paloma shell stand without any bean bags. I got rid of them because I hate bean bags. And I've got a table, which is actually a 2-seated dining table from Fantastic Furniture. And the legs have been cut down by myself, I might add. I hacksawed those things off. I hacked those legs off myself with a blunt hacksaw, I will add. And then just a non-slip mat thingy. It's big, so it covers the whole table. And then a big, thick piece of foam from the foam shop down the road. And then on top of that, so this really can't go anywhere. And I like it because it's a beautiful, soft, or like a firm working place to start from. The reason I hate bean bags is because they just slide down and then you have to put something in there and then it slides even more. It's just a pain in the butt. So I know my surface is not going anywhere, and then from there I just build up the shape. This doesn't move ever. Well, it does move, but only fractionally. I never really move it from here. So there's one wedge on that side, Paloma shell one. There's one on that side, on that angle. And then that's just been in there for, I never even look under here, ever. This just always stays like that. So basically it's just creating a raised kind of wedge, C-shaped thing on the front. So now when I place everything back down, I never actually look under there, so that's actually an interesting thing for me to see myself. As I don't have to move it because it doesn't go anywhere throughout anything. So from there you can see, where'd you go? Here we go. There's just that shape at the front. All I'm going to do is, okay, there was a rogue bean in there. Needed to be in there. On the right hand side bean, I'm just going to hook it up a little bit more upright. So that's just a little bit higher there. And then the rest is staying there. Okay. A little football baby here. Now we're going to place her facing like that. And then we bring all this pretty little lace stuff. I know. So funny, isn't it? Look at little noises. Oh, look at the cheeks. I'm going to tuck that fabric under her chin there. Okay, so that rogue bean, that's what that's for. Just padding up her head a little bit, and so she can't roll backwards. So you want her to be a little bit more upright here because you still want the light to be coming down on an angle on her face. If she's flat and facing the light, she's going to be lit from down her face. So there won't be any shadows on either side of her face. It'll just be all on the bottom of her chin. I'm just going to lift her up even a little bit more. So the bottom beans that I've shown you, they don't move, but I'm just adding height with other little beans. You can see because it's on a table, she doesn't go anywhere. Like it doesn't sink down at the front, especially if you lean here doing anything, it doesn't go anywhere. And I never got the whole beanbag thing. Like, who invented the beanbag anyway? It just doesn't make sense to me. Because you can create. Does it not make sense?
You're gonna do me out of business.
But it doesn't make sense. Doesn't it just... Well, I've had a lot of beanbags, and every time I was like, oh, just not working. Okay, so I'm gonna tilt her back a little bit there. Maybe you should make tables back
Yeah.
with special foam.
Yeah, well, actually the phone gave me an idea actually. So.
Go for it. This foam that I've got in here as well, the other side has got a well cut into it.
Oh yeah.
So it gives you that beanbag concept where the middle sinks in. If you have a flat beanbag and the middle goes down.
Yeah.
So having the foam with just, you get like a kitchen electric knife and just hack out the middle so it's got like more of a
Yeah, a bit of a dip. Yeah.
dip,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Cheers.
Full of random things. What am I?
A butcher.
A butcher, yeah. No. Alright, so my light is coming in really pretty close here. Okay. She's looking cute. Her body's angled back that way towards the back of the thing, so she's not really side on. So side is more, her face is sideways, but her body's going backwards. And then I'm going to come up, so I'm still shooting down her nose a bit more. I'm not seeing her nostrils. Let's have a look here. Alright, that's way too bright. Back down to 100. Just going to wipe my face off this. Oh, it looks crazy in the replay.
Yeah.
In the live stream.
Oh
But
my
her,
God.
you'll see all these photos when I post them in the group as well, guys. So, but looks way better than that. All right, so we're going to do the straight on little face here. Back to making her little noises. So it's still a little bit lit straight down her face. So I'm just going to lower my light a little bit. And she's so in a comfortable spot here, but try and tilt her a little bit more there. That should be better. Yeah, that's much better. So we've just got a little bit more shadows happening rather than straight down her little face. Yeah, I'll show you before and after later. Okay, so coming to the angle. Oh, she's pouting. We've got those little chubby cheeks. And then I like to come right above her and do another angle. And I can't really see her properly here, but if you can just tippy-toe it. So we've got that real side profile of her as well. So sweet. And then I might do another full shot as well, but at a slight different angle. So I can see a bit more of that wrap. So you've got that look with the wrap there. So cute. Alright, I'm happy with that. Actually, no, I'm not. I didn't even put a headband on. Oh my god. What's wrong with me? You guys didn't tell me.
I don't want to interrupt.
What did they say? You're the professional.
She was just so pretty. I just didn't need to add anything. That's why. Okay, let's just quickly do that again. Oh my god, so much better. Amazing what little details make the difference. Okay. So good. So good. Alright. Let's do parent photos. So we're at the point where she's soon going to need to be unwrapped. But I want to just make sure I've got all the wrapped shots that I need first. I lift my light up all the way. Okay, she's not going nowhere. Bring this guy here. All right. All right, you guys, if you want to come on over. I'll show you where here. Life is so hard, isn't it? It's going to get a pretty little headband. Alright, swap over guys. Ben, you're going to be on this one. Whoop.
Yeah.
Alright, so Beth, you're going to be facing me. Do you want to lower your stool a little bit for me, please? Yeah, okay, cool. Ben, do you want to put one leg on the back, around the back of Beck? And then both of you squish in really, really close. Yeah. The good thing with having the stools is she won't get wobbly. Because when you're holding a baby, it's really hard work. Like, it actually really is. When you're in that position for a long time, I've noticed, like, I've never had anyone get overly dizzy or faint or anything, but you can tell it's hard work.
Yeah.
Just standing there and holding it, and then there's light in your face. It can be, especially if their blood sugar's still a little bit out of whack, so I like to just have them planted safely. And then also with this, because my backdrop cuts off, I can use the backdrop as my parent shot stand backdrop. Can you put your straps and your things down off the shoulder? Yeah. On both sides. Alright, I'm going to just fix her little wrap. I'll put my stool here. So I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. So we're going to see a little bit more of her bottom side here. How's battery going on that?
I can't tell.
Oh.
I'm just gonna wait for it to.
Oh, you told me. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Under her face, under her little fingers a bit. Okay. So before I place her into Mum's hands, I'm going to tilt her head a little bit here, or turn her. You could even put that little hand on the other side of her face, but she's so comfortable, I'm not going to move her. Especially because she's still making the little noises, so I'm not sure exactly if she's in a deep sleep or not yet. She looks like it though. Alright, so with this, don't worry about your hair, I'll fix everything else. We're going to put this hand up on here, that's where her head will go. And then this one's going to hold her little butt. When I bring her into your hand here, don't come down to collect her. Just stay up there because I want her face right up under your, what's that called? Jaw. It's in my head. Alright. So just creating her into that little C shape there. Like tilting her face, head face. Yeah. So we're going to go bottom into that hand first, and then bring up that hand behind her head. That fits Squish her right into there. That's it, perfect.
She farts, I'm in a bit of trouble.
She's got a nappy on. You just smell it.
Stop it.
Baby's poo doesn't even stink that bad anyway.
Hers
Well, that's your fault. She gets that from her dad.
She's mastered that art already, did Jesus?
Okay, so my light here is all the way as high as it goes because I want this light coming down onto them. Alright, now let's just fix your hair up a little bit before I make my way up onto my step. Okay, that looks good. Alright, then you're going to, can you boost your chair up just a little bit, please?
Up?
Yeah.
Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Squish right in again. Okay, just tuck right into her here. Yeah, so head to head. Then this hand's going to come up on Beck's arm. I'm not concerned about the other arm, so you can just put it wherever. Put it where I can't see it. I love you guys so much. Oh my
Tanha, do you follow the same workflow if the baby's awake?
Yes. I would always wrap first because I want to get it all out of the way. Let's turn her a little bit like this. Yeah. Okay. This hand just come underneath a bit. Yeah. That's it. Ben came with the perfect shirt on, but it's always a good idea to have a couple of cheap t-shirts as well that you can throw on your dad's. I've got a whole bunch just from H&M, which are like $6 each, in grey in every size, which has saved my life a few times. Alright, so I'm going to stand up in my step here, coming nice and close. So this ends up being a much more flattering angle. So I'm going to turn that light down a little bit. Bring it up nice and high. That beautiful soft light happening here. Then just lift your chin a bit. Alright, bring her up just a little bit, yeah. And then bring both your chins right up to me. And then just tilt down to her like this. Stay right there. Don't move. Alright.
I hope this looks good because it's as uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, well, beauty is pain.
That's why I'm ugly.
Oh my goodness. Alright, close your eyes, guys. Let me just turn the camera on first. I'm going to come in nice and close. Let's just have a look what this looks like. Alright, I'm going to up the ISO to 125. Okay, stay there. I'm going to slightly make an adjustment here. Alright, what I want to do is just boost her head a little bit there. Yeah. Yeah, keep going. This thumb, can you bring it to her like there? Yeah, that's better. Oh my goodness. Go in close and show them the little face. That's the cutest.
That's a scary thing to open your eyes to.
What are your settings like now?
The same. So, it's 200, shutter speed 200, 2.0, ISO 125. You can even come down to, instead of 2.0 aperture, you can make that even lower if you want to. That's just what I go to with my family shots when there's a baby and just parents rather than kids. Actually, no, I said that the wrong way around. You can go higher. So if I had a couple of kids here, I would go to like aperture 3 or 4 even, just to make sure everyone's in focus. I'll just show you that. I know, right?
That's my head.
They're so heavy when you're just holding them. Right, let me just click off a few extras here. My parent posing is really quick. Okay, both of you look up here. Relax your brow a bit, Ben. Don't look angry. Look up here again. Okay, cool.
So you don't alter the f-stop for family photos?
Only, yes. So if there's kids up to 4, like F4, but otherwise I'm at about F2. All right, Ben, do you want to just roll out for 1 second?
Absolutely.
we'll be back in a second, so don't go too far. Maybe expand you a bit. Yeah, stay there. Do you hate your ears?
No.
Do you want to like do a ear out and then you're like, oh. I'll cover it a bit.
What's your focus point like for family shots?
Right on baby's face still. I'm not too concerned if the parents are a little bit soft, but I want baby to be definitely in focus. Alright, bring her just up a little bit there. Yep. Turn
No one really cares about the parents in any of this anyway.
Exactly.
The focus is on the baby.
No, but we definitely want those parent shots just so that you're at least in some photos with your baby. But, you know, if we're a little bit soft, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, who wants to be that clear in the photo anyway? Okay. So Beck, bring your chin up to me again and then tilt right down to it, yeah. Chin up even more. Yeah. Look up, yeah. Okay, stay there. So I'm focusing on that bottom eye. And I'm just going to kill the ISO just a little bit. We're back down to 100. So we got a beautiful mum shot. And I'll do that on the landscape as well. Just so we've got some room on the sides if we need to do anything with print. Cute. Just do an eyes closed one as well. Give her a little kiss on her temple. Beautiful. While she's there, just like nuzzle into her temple again. Yeah, stay right there. So from one mum pose, we've got a handful of photos for her. Look how cute. So cute. Okay, now Dad's turn. Alright, I've got her. Alright, Ben. So, this is the best. Alright, scooch on over with your stool again. So what you're going to do is hold her in your arms like she's the most amazingest creature you've ever seen.
You want to see how I really hold it? Get away!
No. Okay.
You probably should get one of them photos anyway, just for shits and giggles.
Okay, so this is all about Dad's face and just how in love he is with his baby girl. So I get them to hold baby like right up onto their chest and just look at her like this, like she's just amazing. And then it's up to Mum to make him laugh. Or all of us to make him laugh. But usually Mum knows how to do that. So, and then...
Oh, he's a tough nut to crack.
Oh, you're a toughie, are you? Alright, hopefully. If they do a big poo while they're in Dad's hand, that's even better because that makes them laugh. From this pose.
I'd probably try it.
And don't call her it. It's beautiful baby crystal. Okay, so then from here, you're going to turn her. And she kind of, I call it the best friend pose. Where you just grab her little bottom end. Just pull that down a bit. And we go face to face like this. It's so cute. Or you can do, if you wanted to change it, do a pose where you're like this. It's all very easy for Dad's because she's wrapped. And if you can get Dad's finger under there and get a macro shot of those little fingers, it will be purchased every time. So, we'll pass her to Dad. Make sure that wrap is nice. Right, so hold her like you're just looking at her first. Yep. I'm not concerned that I can't see her face. You would think that people... You would think people don't buy this photo because you can't see the baby's face, but it's actually gets bought pretty much every time. Okay. Ben, just roll a little bit forward to me. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let me just check this light for a sec because I didn't bump it. Alright, now we're going to come up a little bit more to 125. Let's see that. Alright, Beck, make him laugh. Go. Make
Look
it.
down at her. Smile.
Oh, don't take your eyes off her. Do not ever take your eyes off your child, especially when she's 18.
Yeah, that's it.
You obviously haven't seen me as a parent so far.
No. Banned from Surfer's Paradise.
I get in trouble all the time from Beck now for just like putting on a catch more than weight.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a dad's thing and to test the mother's
Oh yeah.
maternal instincts to the max.
Yeah. Alright, look at me for 1 second. Alright, no, that doesn't look good. Look down. Okay, did you see that? So he giggled.
I'm trying to tell you I'm ugly the whole time. No, this is...
Like sometimes you just have to throw something at them, or not actually throw something, but just... Because if I say smile at her, it just like never works. If I say something random like, don't make me throw the bottle of water at you, or something, like just anything that makes them like go... Instantly it's like click, 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 and I've got a shot of them looking like they're actually enjoying themselves.
Because we all are.
That's right.
Lots.
Having a grand old time. Alright, let me just take a couple extras there. Bring it back up onto your chest. Yeah, yeah. Oh, see, now you're a pro at it. Too easy. Alright. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to turn her.
Don't spew.
Is that a leg out?
Yep.
Alright, that's okay. We'll tuck that little leggy back in. Alright, now we're going to turn her so that she's cheek to cheek with you.
In my profession, we call that leg rodney.
What is that?
When they throw a leg out of bed, it's called a rod. Comes outside the engine.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh my god. We're car people, so I totally know what you're talking about.
There you go. Most wouldn't.
Okay, my dad used to do drag racing, and like I grew up around bikes and cars and stuff, so
Quite familiar with the terminology.
yeah.
Happy days.
Turn her a little bit like this. Bring this hand to the front. Actually, bring this thumb just around the back of her head a bit, so she can prop up a little bit. Yeah, so she can push her head up. That's it. Yep. Oh, you're a little squishy, aren't you? Beautiful. Keep this finger like flat onto her body. Yeah. Alright. Steady. Good job. What's your finger doing? Oh my gosh. Don't.
No comment.
This is going to be around forever, you know. Alright.
All publicity is good publicity.
Right. Okay, turn her a little bit there. Tilt those little fingers down. Squish that hand down to her a bit. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's perfect. She's in the perfect spot there. So you can see she's angled towards the light as well. Again here. So I'm not shooting up her nose. Just going to tuck that little nappy down a bit. Squish her up there. Okay. Oh, she might smile here. Bring your face up to me. Look up here. Yeah, that's it. Look down at her a bit. Yeah. No, like actually look at her face. Yeah, that's it. Not with a silly look. Do a good one. Okay, kiss her little temple.
How do you do that?
Like, yes, that's it. Stay there. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm just going to bring that a little bit closer. That's better. Alright. Look up here again. Bring her right up next to your face with your hand. Like, don't, yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Exactly. Look alive.
I'm a little dead at the moment, right?
Stay there. Okay. Oh, come on.
Okay.
Boost her back up. Yeah. Squish her into your face a bit. Yeah. You're my best friend. Cute as. Just lift your chin a little bit on that last one. Yeah. Big smile. Bigger. Give her a kiss on the side of her head.
Where's the head?
That's it. Oh, that's so cute. Alright.
Why couldn't you have had a lighter baby?
Alright, and then the last variation that I do is keeping her there, but Beck, if you come back over, and all you do is just squat a little bit with your feet. Put your hands one hand here, and then you're just going to come in really close.
Is this with the 35mm?
Yes, definitely. I only have this and the macro. See it come, yeah, perfect. Don't move from there. And then I'm going to come up here. Just watch that finger on her eye there. Yeah. That's it. All right, hand. Yeah, that's it. And looking down at her. Don't worry about looking at me. Stay there. And it looks beautiful. Alright, I'm just going to come in even a little bit closer here. Get rid of the flops. So this one I'm cropping sort of just through their faces. I'm not seeing their eyes, just their smiles and then beautiful crystal in their hands. So sweet. Oh my god, this is like the best.
Oh,
Okay. That's all I do for parrot posing, that's it. So, from there, now, I'll take her from you. Yep, I've got her. Oh, precious girl. Okay. How are we going for time? What is the time?
It's
10:12.
Perfect. Alright. We'll do another light coloured prop shot, and then we're going to be moving on to head on hands, and then back up onto the stand for another pose as well, unwrapped. And then another one down on the other stand as well. Alright. Just going to tuck her in a little bit more here. She's got her little feet out a bit. Just make sure they're crossed. She's so good. Oh my god. Couldn't have asked for a better baby. Swap out this one. I love these Angora wraps. They just photograph so perfectly. Alright, so under here, another coochie coo layer. And a couple of beans. One there that stops her from rolling into the bucket too much or into the prop.
Where do you get the Angora wraps from?
There's a few places you can get them. There's Chino Creations. What's the other one?
Princess and the Pea, they sell.
Do they?
Thanks.
I'm not sure if they have the hand knitted Angora. There's a lady on Instagram. It's like Joey, like Joy, Joie something knits. Except she sells out really, really fast. So maybe message Chino Creations. Okay. So place her in there. Make sure that layer is visible on that side. And make sure she has fluff under her head. Tuck that in under her head. So her head is nice. The good thing with these coochie coolays is they're really thick. Oh, so cute. I'm just going to get those little hands right up under her chin as well. I don't want too much gap there. Oh, yeah. You're burping like Dad. Oh, God. Alright, good girl. I'm just going to get the little matching bonnet that goes with this crate. There it is. And again, I would do this in a full session. I would do it with a tie back and with a bonnet as well, just for the variety. But I know she suits this little bonnet. She looks good with bonnets. Babies that have that little bit of fringe sticking out always look good with a little bonnet on. And we've got lots with her with little flowers in her hair, so for today we're just going to do the bonnet. And we'll make the little ties look beautiful. Close your little mouth. Alright, I want to boost her head up just a little bit here, so I'm going to grab a thingy there for a sec. I've got a little bean here from original photo blocks. I'll just prop that up there. Turn her little face. Just got a little bit of hand poking out there. You can see she's quite upright, not flat in the box. And she's perfect. Alright, light. So we're going to light her again on that angle. Get rid of that. Bring my light back down a bit lower. Like that. Camera might help.
I do the same thing, it always goes
Every
messy.
time, the camera's just not there. Alright, just want to make sure this little stuff around her is all nice and pretty. Alright, let's have a look, Lucy. And bring my light in a bit more of an angle. Because this is a lighter coloured backdrop, the ISO is just that little bit lower than on the dark, even though it's the same sort of pose, because it's reflecting the light more, so you don't need it to be as high ISO. Alright, so that looks really pretty. I might just fix that more. Make it a bit curly. Come in close to her face. She might do a little smile here somewhere. And the angle shot, make sure there's no cords in the backdrop. So we've got side view, oops, side view, above face, and full shot. And then we'll do that full shot again on the vertical. Oh, she's, oh, it's like, oh. Come in a bit closer here. You gonna smile? I'm an extreme hanger-outerer for a smile. I will stand here for minutes and minutes if I have to get that smile, because parents will buy it every time, even if it costs me 10 grand in back surgery. Really? Is that right? Yeah, smush face. Alright, cool. Happy with that. Okay. Let's move on, Missy. Okie dokie. So you see I don't stuff around too much. You know, try and get it perfect. The whole setup, like ties, wrap and everything. Perfect, and then shoot and then move on. So you're not going on and on and on with your time. Alright. Beautiful. Okay. Now, let's come down here. What I'm going to do actually for a second is just put her down. Just going to put her there for a second just to hang out. Okay, I'm going to move my light, get everything where I need it. Okay, so for this one, I like my light to be on that side, so I can take the photo going into the corner. So I'll move this a little bit. Okay, now we need little brown wrap. Dark to it. I'm just gonna get, hasn't told you it's got flat battery?
No.
Okay. So this will be the head on the hands bucket pose. I do this up on the little chair or on the floor. This bucket is from Livell Props, somewhere I think in Europe. And then inside I've just got a towel wedged in the front, just kind of smashed in there. And a little bean in the back there, which will need to be a little bit bigger because the baby that I had in there last time was chunky. He's a chunky little guy. So alright. I think that might be a bit better for her because she's a little bit not as chunky. Get rid of this for a sec.
If the baby is awake in the beginning of the session, how long would you wait and try the tricks for them to fall asleep or shoot as long as the baby's not crying?
I just keep shooting. If the baby's awake, then I just keep doing wrapped shots like I was doing, or feed. So if she was awake now and I'd done all these wrapped things, I would get mum to feed her. And let's try and, like, it comes to a point where you want to try and definitely get her asleep. So yeah, a big feed now. But I can usually get those wrapped shots just awake. If their baby has to be awake, like if it's awake time, then there's nothing you really can do. She needs to be awake. But then eventually she has to go back to sleep. So the good thing with using, so that was 2 face washes, brown ones, just 2 of them, and folded up like that, and then just on the edge. And I don't dry them in the dryer. I just let them dry normally because then they're a bit stiffer. And then they kind of just mold to where you want it. And then another Angora wrap on one side. And then I use the long side to put around the back of baby because you're going to see the wrap. So this is going to be the cover. All right. So with this, I'm going to just make sure her bottom end here is tucked in nice. And the wrap actually just stays on her. I never do this pose unwrapped, where the back of her is naked. So all I'm doing is just peeling back the wrap, so it's keeping her back and her bottom in, and the only thing that's coming out is her elbows. And you'll see the wrap kind of just keeps her arms like this. She's kind of like that, but wrapped around her armpits more. because it's so stretchy, it's really easy to pull her little arms out. You can see now she has some freedom there, but don't let her startle. We want to keep her little hands nice and warm. We want to trick her that she hasn't actually been unwrapped. And then when you're feeling that she's good, I'm going to bring her upright. Don't let her startle. She might actually, a little bit. She might be due for some awake time now anyway. Maybe. So I'm going to bring her little hands. Everything here is going to be placed before I put her in there at all. So fingers over fingers. I don't want her hand over on her elbow or her arm. Fingers over her fingers. And she will have a little wriggle because she's now got a bit of freedom. I'm keeping her firm still though, so she can't fling out. I'll give her a little jiggle, see if she settles back down here. Because her hands are near her face, this is going to trigger a feeding thing as well if she's hungry. So let's keep her little face away, her mouth away from her fingers. Give her some jiggle time. She's got the longest hair on the back.
She does say it's like a little rat's tail happening.
Mohawk to rat's tail mullet. Oh, you're so precious. Right, so she's settling back down. I'm just going to lift her elbows. So I want her to, in my hand while I can jiggle her, I want her to get used to being in that position. Fingers over the fingers. That's it. Oh, she has the quietest little cry.
Do you use a white noise machine?
I do, sometimes.
She does like it too.
Alright, let's put that on. So, because she's still got all that wrap around her chest, when I place her in there, she's already padded around her chest bone. So it won't be, when she's leaning in there, she's not actually leaning on the wood. So if she's not going to settle in my hands like this, she probably won't settle in the bucket either. So I'm going to wait it out, see if she'll settle. got her elbows up nice and high on my hand. Got the best cheeks for this ever. Alright, so I'm going to place her bottom into the bucket first, keeping her to the front of the bucket. So her chest is on the wrap. Not on the wood of the bucket. And then just making sure that those little elbows are padded. The other thing is the light here on my left. I want her head tilting towards the light, not away from it, so that the light is coming down across her little face, not shooting up her nose again. So I'm just chilling out with her while she's just sinking into that deeper sleep. And I'm going to wrap this just around the back of that wrap so we can't see it as much, and tuck it in. So this will keep her feeling nice and secure as well. So it kind of goes up behind the back of her head. You can disguise any of that wrap that was visible there. She's on there. Right, so this is the hardest part, is getting your hand out. You want to do it slowly, like a slow dance. Sometimes you need to just pull your hand out like slowly, and she'll just settle. There's no real other way around it. If she's not going to settle, she won't settle, kind of thing. So, but just still trying to jiggle her while sliding your hand out. And keeping a little thumb in, and keep that thumb down. So now it's up to her to kind of find her spot here. I can only jiggle so much, and she'll have it. Oh yeah, she's. Are you hungry? What are you doing, baby? What are you doing, baby? Alright, so she's moved her other hand, not on top of this hand. So I'm going to try and pull that little hand out really slowly here. So I'm holding her by her cheeks, or the sides of her head gently. Wait for her to get used to that a bit. This hand is perfect. So when I'm lifting her here, I've actually got my fingers kind of in that. Like, there's like a bone in here that doesn't hurt if you push it. So you can kind of lift from there. It's like the top jaw. So now I can just do a little bit. Lift her little hand forward a bit. That's it. Spread her fingers a bit and place her back down. And give her a bit of a jiggle. Do you want to pass me that dummy back up on the thing there? Yeah. Pop it in. Thank you. There we go. Oh, Missy. She might be hungry. You're like, nothing in that dummy. Okay, so she's settled into a position where she wants one hand out, which is so cute, the dangly arm, which is totally cool. I would never try and make her now do two hands, because I don't need to, she's too cute. So all we need to do is get rid of the dummy. You want this arm to be in front of her, not back and hanging. You want it to be right over and hanging down like this. If we can get her to relax that little hand down. Perfect. Turn the bucket to the right a bit. Set the fingers a bit. Make sure the head's angled towards that light. Three fingers. Beautiful, perfect. You can see the back of her head has got some support there. I'm still not going to let go of her at all, but at least she has that support, whereas if she was completely naked in there, it still looks exactly the same, but it's just much safer. I just want her little hand a little bit more forward, because if you have the hand on the bucket and it's too far back under her neck, it will actually start to cut off her breathing to a certain extent. So you want to make sure that little hand is on the bone of her jaw, not under here, because if you push in here, even if you try it on yourself, if you push on that soft bit under your jaw, it starts to become hard to breathe. So make sure that it's at the front. And if she starts making a noise that's like, that's the sign of she's not breathing, which is not funny at all. So please just be mindful of where hands are being placed around babies' throats and necks. I actually learnt that through the Academy of Newborn Photography, and I didn't know that before. And so picking up these little tricks was a bit of an eye-opener. And if you actually do that test on yourself, Just push on that soft bit for like 5 seconds. Can you feel it through your throat? It actually starts to be harder to breathe. So you want to make sure that she's not leaning on that soft bit. Usually you'll hear it. Like it. Alrighty, so she's perfect. Let's see if we can get rid of the dummy. Okay, Tanisha, you want to hold her head for me, please? So your left hand, all you're going to do is come to here with your hands like this. Perfect. Just gently, don't squeeze her head. Just going to fix her little fingers there. Okay. So with this in studio, I would get parents to hold or an assistant, just so I can get this full shot and come back, get the whole bucket and everything. All right, she's a little bit hot. So where's my ISO? That's on there. So what I'm going to do is just turn her back a little bit here. Just don't want her so fronty there. Let's just go like that. Alright, let's have a look. That's better. Cute. Alright, so you are going to lift your hand about 10 centimeters above her head. So let go of her first. Alright, hover there. Yep, stay there. Alright, 10 centimeters is this, yeah? Okay, go to 10. Back down a little bit. Alright, lift up a little bit more. Back down. And then coming in close. And lift. Back down. And lift again. Back down. Oh my god, she's so scrumptious. So with the angle shot with this, because her arm's dangly, it does look a little bit big army on that side. When you come around to the side angle, her arm is quite noticeable. So in that case, I would prefer that both her hands are up. And I usually would do this pose with both of her hands there to start with, and then pull one arm out. But she was preferring the one arm out anyway. So I don't want to push her and get her unsettled just for the sake of that one angled shot. That was super cute. Let me just check that again. Just want to make sure. So cute. Actually, I might just angle her a little bit more into the shadows, just fractionally. Alright, come back down to her head. Yep, that's it. Let's just see how she looks with a bit more shadow on her. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay, lift a little bit. Back down. Okay, can I get you to move your knees just out that way a little bit? Yep, that's it. And lift, yep, just turn back down. Oh my god, so cute. So sweet, her little lips. Alright. Okay, so from here, let's take, I've got her now. Thank you. Put over there. Alright. Let's pull her out of here gently. So when I take her out, I take the whole face washes, everything. I just grab it all in one big handful. Just make sure she doesn't slide out of the Angora wraps because they are a bit slipperier. I'm going to take her into my arms like that, so she still feels snug. Hey?
What's your head?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've stabbed myself many times in the head with the umbrella stick. Okay. Now, so from there I'm going to come straight up to Froggy pose. So what I'm going to do first is place her down on my change mat here to chill out. Just leave everything around her because she's settled and calm. So we'll leave her there just for a second. my light goes all the way back up to as high as it goes pretty much for this big stand. And I'm going to get rid of that top layer. Having that purpley layer underneath, so I'm all ready to go. And then I always get a matching little wrap that goes with that same fabric. Like this one. Another Angora wrap. Which is very perfect. Okay, so with this, all I change from underneath is anything that was further on that right hand side, I bring it into the middle. Just slide it all in. So you've got more of a high point right in the middle. So you have this big swoop up here. So when she's posed into this froggy pose, and obviously with this I tell the parents or mention it that their baby might not even do this pose, and if they don't, then I will move on to something else. And that quite often does happen where the baby won't even do it. So you have to either come up with a different scenario, maybe do a side lying where they feel a little bit more safer, or not safer, a bit more secure being on their side or back rather than in that froggy pose. So when they're here, they're not actually down on their hands like this, they're actually up facing the ceiling. So that just takes off any pressure that's on their wrists and on that little soft part of their neck. So again, they're not resting their hands on that soft part, they're on their jaw bone. So first I need camera. I'm predicting she's going to wait for this. I've got this feeling. Because she's due for a feed.
Yeah, she's due for a feed.
So, let's see. We'll get another little hairband. I'm obsessed with floral halos. How can you not be? Okay. So, I need a little stool. So because I've got so many shots now, I've already built that gallery of heaps of photos. From now it's almost like just the icing on the cake. So we're going to fully unwrap her here. You'll see also, like, she's had her nappy on the whole session. So there's just no getting pooed on. It's great. It's just great not having those messes, because that all takes time cleaning up as well. So this unwrapping is very much a slow dance, slow motion, keeping her still feeling secure. If we do need to feed, I can do some question answering, I think. So if you guys want to get some questions ready, just in case if we do need to feed for the next little bit here. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this one's sweetness. What do you reckon? Oh, big yawn. She likes this dummy.
Yeah.
Loves it. I love it too. We're friends with dummies, aren't we? They're our best friends. Okay. wrap one off. Let's throw that to the side. She's sleepy. So this is the part where it's like cross your fingers that she stays asleep.
Do you want to answer some questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you ever do 2 babies in one day?
No. Did you notice how quickly I answered that?
Yes.
No, I would never do 2 in one day.
Why is your studio not as warm as we've been told by everyone?
Because where I live it's very hot. It's like 34 degrees outside today. And she's in 3 wraps, so she's warm. And it's actually warm in here now, even with the air conditioning on. And this light tends to belt out a bit of heat. So you guys are warm, aren't you? Yeah, it's warm. She doesn't feel cold. Her hands are warm and her toes are warm. If her toes and her fingers and it started to get chilly, then I would change the temperature. I can put heating on in here. I can make it any temperature I want in this room. So in winter I put the heater on so that it is about 28 degrees. But yeah, today I think it's on maybe 19 degrees. I think it's actually turned off because it must have like a climate control or something, I don't know. It just knows when to turn off and then it'll turn back on.
Yeah, when it needs it, yeah.
But definitely just feeling the baby. I mean, some babies, especially chunky little baby boys, they just sweat. So, yeah, I mean, as long as you know how to read them, check the backs of their necks so they're not all sweaty, because she still feels warm to me. And this Froggy pose where she was going to be a little bit more naked, the back of her will be naked, it's so quick that, you know, she's going to be dressed. Once I do this, it's just one more little pose and she's going to be dressed again. So we're coming to the end. Another reason why I don't do any more than 1 session in a day is because I show the images to my clients straight after the session, usually, and I call it my same day in-person sales session, where I upload all my images to my computer straight away and display them here on the cinema screen while they chill out there on the couch, and that's when they order their images. So that usually adds on about 20 minutes to half an hour to the session itself. So they're usually arriving at 10 and leaving at 1:30. Alright, so she's naked just with her nappy on. All I'm going to do is attempt to loosen the sides of her nappy, but keeping the nappy actually on her. Alright, I'm going to place her up there, see if she settles, and if she doesn't, we're going to go feed her instead of wasting time sitting here, seeing if she will settle in my arms. Alright. You can see her bottom is down in the little well that I've got there, and her feet are at the top of the, whatever you call that, at the top of the ledge. Actually the sides of her nappy are quite loose, so I'm pretty confident I can just leave it. Some mums and dads tie them up so tight that it starts to cut off their little legs in this pose, but it's actually pretty loose. I'm just going to hold her head here and let her settle a bit. I'm getting with one hand up under her cheek on that side, just letting her relax there for a sec. You want to be fed, don't you? I know it. I know it. Let's just see how she goes first. All right, let's get her hands there. So I've got both hands up onto her cheek jaws, or her bottom of her jaw. I think she's going to settle back down. We've got one foot under her elbow, which isn't really ideal, but sometimes you have to stop being so perfectionist. I think if I hold her, she'll settle enough here. Okay, all I'm going to do is just boost her bottom a little bit. Just fractionally. Let's see if I can get that foot. Oh. Beck, do you want to please put that shusher back on for me? Thanks, lovely. I should probably also mention Beck, little Crystal's mum here, has Beck's prop shop. So, do you want to tell them about your prop shop, Beck?
Hi.
What's in the shop?
Well, we have lots of things. Well, it's currently closed at the moment, obviously. But so we've got our matrix bowl, our timber buckets, our reproduction dough bowls, lots of stretch wraps. It's all kinds of different things. Our dainty wooden beds we've got in stock as well. They come in nice. You can either get the whitewashed or the like a walnut stain. Definitely looking into, when I reopen the store, having some new stock coming in, so stay tuned for that.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Exciting times. But definitely take your time to breathe in your baby. Oh my god, it goes so fast. Okay, she is settling here perfectly. Alright, so my left hand, because I'm right-handed, my left hand is going to hold her under the wrists. I would like her elbows a little bit more forward, but she's pulling in a little bit. I'm going to bring my light to where I want it. Put my camera around my head. Put a little thingy on her head. Let her settle into that one. So while she had that little wriggle there, I pulled her elbows forward. And we'll give her another little jiggle. Fix up those little ties. I know, you want to feed, don't you? Oh, you're so close. You are. Don't scratch the little face. Oh no. She settles good though. She's like, don't touch me. I'm just going to hang out with her for a minute because we're so close. What I'm going to do while she's hanging is just get my composite head shots here. Again, because I've got that 35mm, I can do this all easily, this part of it, by myself. So I've got the top part of her head, and then I always do this shot on the angle as well. I'm just going to make sure the side of that wrap looks nice. Okay. Just went through. I'm just going to come back up to 2.8, f2.8. She's just a little bit bright, even on 100 ISO. Okay. This fabric is really bright. Perfect. Alright, so that ended up being 2.8 at 160 ISO. Now the fun part is getting this dummy out and my hand off. But at least I've got all that part out of the way, getting the top part of her head for the composite. Alright, Beck, do you want to hold her head for me, since you know what to do? So Beck's going to hold, come around this side, Tanisha. Beck's going to hold thumb and fingers on each side of her head so she's supported up right there. So first we'll take rid of this. Get rid of this, hopefully. Not the hand grenade being, I always feel like it's a little pulling the thing out of the hand grenade. Oh, she's so cute. I'm just going to get a quick little photo here as well, just in case she really has a meltdown when I take my hands away. It's still sucking. Okay. You got it?
She's a big head though.
I know. Wide head. Send it to elbow forward a bit. I can feel her sinking. You're alright. Hang on, Missy. I know. Alright, let's give you that back. I'm glad she's actually doing this because it's good for you guys to see. Fix that one up. Bring her that way a little bit. Yep, that's it. Squish her down to her hands a bit. Right. Before she falls. What are you doing, Missy? Right. Yeah, perfect. Gonna chill out for a sec there. I've let go a little bit on her elbows here so that I'm not as snug around her, so it's a little bit easier for me to let go now. Before I was really, I had her completely. Alright, so all I have to do now is get this shot without that dummy in. I'm not even concerned that her toes aren't showing because at least I've got this shot and the parents will still love it. Alright, Beck, you can pull that dummy actually. Coming around for the angle. Alright. So while we're here, I'm going to attempt to just bring our little feet forward. Put the dummy in again. I've got it. Come on. I know. Oh, yeah, we're so close. Because when you do have those little feet, it just does create that beautiful shape. I know. Hang on, baby. Once she gets into the spot, she settles, but if you touch her, she's becoming a bit sensitive now. Alright, that's good. I lost that little foot there. That's it. That's cute. Where's that one? So don't touch my foot. Alright, turn her towards the shadows a little bit. Yeah. Just turn her that way again. Yeah. Alright, we lost one more leg again, but she's cute again. At least I got one little toe there. Alright. Turn her towards the shadows a bit, yeah. Okay. I'm actually loving the little imperfect twist. She's got a little bit of a twist to her, and it looks really pretty in the photo. Alright, so from here, I've got her now, you can not worry about holding it. I'm going to slide her little feet to the side, and for the rest of her, just make sure her bottom is backwards. Let her just rest down to the side.
Promise.
Yep. Thank you. There you go. Make sure that little headband's not digging into her or anything. This is where you could go into a side-lying pose if you really wanted to become unsettled. Oh, messy. Yeah. Because you've got this little blanket here, you can cover up any parts of her, like a nappy, or just make her feel secure like that. Alright, we've lost her backhand, but I'm not too concerned, she still looks beautiful. And a little foot up there. Alright, so she's very much like on a flat plane here compared to the light, so same as before in that wrap shot, I really want to boost up her head so that she's up on an angle here, so I'm holding her by the back of her head there to support her, and I'm just going to boost her up so she can't tip backwards into the down into the well. It's really cute if they keep both of those hands there, where you've got one on the other side. But because she's becoming a little bit more unsettled now, I'm not going to push her. One hand is better than no hands. Can I have it? I've got no idea that that's been pulled out. I can feel she's just sliding back a bit, so I'm just going to put this little wedge just under her head there, just on the outside. All right, hang on. Beautiful girl. Put your hand there then. So you can see how I'm kind of just letting her lead it. I'm happy for that little hand to be there. It's super cute. Sometimes when you try too hard to make them do what you want to do, they just go into the cutest position anyway. It's so sweet. If I can just get her hand nice and relaxed and flat, that'll do even better. And close to her face, because I don't want it forwards. That will make her hand look really huge. Now all I have to do is to remove the dummy, which she's sucking on really hard. Oh my god. And sometimes when you just let them do their thing, it turns into the best photo of the whole session. How cute is that? That front one pose. Look at that face. Seriously. Oh my god. I need to get some more of that. Oh. Okay. Do you want to feed her?
Yeah, I can if you want, yeah.
Let's see what happens. Mind you, she is settling again. You're tricking us. Are you just hating the pose? Alright, I'm going to pick her up. How about I just see what she does?
Yeah,
when we get down
yeah, that's
there?
fine. Yeah.
Because she is kind of settling when we don't touch her. We'll see what she does. And then if she doesn't want to do it here, you can feed her.
Yeah.
Alright. Now. Oh, you're looking for it. You're like, hey. Hey, Rob. Get rid of that. Can you just pass me my change mat, please? Okay, so this is where I really need all of this to be perfect and stretched out and all good. I'm going to sit up. Chill out here for a second, beautiful girl. Alright, now let's feed her. Even if it's just for a few minutes to zonk her, and she's like, oh hi. Give her a little top up. So I really want this to be all perfect and smooth. Make sure I've got my little clamps here. The good thing with the dog bed is everything, you just use these big hardware clamps and it just holds it where it has to be. So for this, I'll bring my light around so you can see a bit better. Around here. Camera.
Do you have parents who say that they prefer naked baby poses on the beanbag or props? Would you accommodate or go with your own flow?
I would just tell them that this is how I do it. I say to them the naked stuff comes at the end because the rat shots have to they come first. And because I post a lot of rat stuff on my social media, I honestly don't really get people asking for naked. The only thing that they would request is like the froggy pose. That's pretty much, and like pink and floral, like if I add baby's breath, that's basically the only requests that I get. And everything else, they just kind of like do what you like, which is really good. Because the best things happen when you get to do what you like. It's when they ask you to do too many things that the pressure kicks in, and it's almost like you can't do it. Do you get that?
Yeah.
too? Yeah. It's like you've been put under too much pressure. So, what I've done now is popped, I forgot to show you, a bowl, like 25 centimeters deep. I think I got this one from JD Vintage back in the day. I think Princess and the Pea might do one similar. It's like a resin bowl, and I just slide that under the hole so that it's just a little bit more cocooned in there. Alright, so under there it's just the bowl and the fabric. So under here the fabric is just kind of cocooned by the bowl. And then on this side here, or whichever side you prefer your photo to be angled, actually I'll go the other side just for something different, because I do always on that side, change it up. So I'm going to put that big chunky bean to the right side. So now her body is going to be sitting in here, and this is like more of a backlit, nakedy kind of pose. And then on the other side, I've just got this thing where you can use any kind of towel or padding just to pad up the other side. So she's in more of a well here. She's got that space to kind of sink into a nice C shape. And then just make sure all that is nice and taut. And then I always use the matching wrap, or a wrap that goes. That's another Red Owl photo props one, the really long, double long cheesecloth, like the same height as me nearly. And then we need a little band. There's one little gold one. I love my little gold. This one. Wild Thistle photo props do these really cute headbands, and halos, they're another really good one. For like those real delicate, beautiful tiebacks and little bonnets and stuff. So I'm just going to get this big chunky thing out of the way. Has anybody got any questions while
okay,
baby girl?
what is your light?
It's an Einstein from Paul C. Buff. If you don't live in America, it's going to be hard for you to actually buy one because they don't ship international, I don't think, unless you've purchased from them previously when they had their Australian store. But the equivalent that I've been told is the RX1. What is it called? The Elinchrom RX1.
Yeah, that's saying it.
Which I find doesn't have the same refire speed. So for instance, if with this light, if I click 6 photos, bang, 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 they're all lit. Whereas with the RX1, even though it's the equivalent that you can buy, maybe 3 of the 6 photos are lit and the other ones are dark because it just doesn't have that, what's the word? Like the time which it can recharge for the next fire is slower. So yeah, I love this light. You just have to make sure you have backup bulbs and fuses and little button batteries for your triggers. Oh, so I'll show you that when you have your studio light, you have to have something on your camera that tells the light to fire. So this is also from Paul C. Buff, which is the CyberSync trigger, and it just tells the little trigger that's mounted on top of the light to fire. And for Nikon shooters, you usually have your shutter speed always on like 250, whereas with Canon you have to go 160 or 200. I've been shooting on 200 and there's no black line, whereas if I was to click up to 250 shutter speed, I would have a black band starting to form on the bottom, and then if you go even higher, that black line becomes up over your whole image. That's just your shutter speed not being slow enough or fast enough.
Sorry,
I think it's slow enough. It's too slow. So it's still like halfway down while the time you're firing. So Canon, you have to be 160 or 200, or Nikon, you can go up to 250. It's just the way that it is because it's different. Yeah, so this shot down here that I'm going to be doing is a backlit shot where she's going to be pretty much naked, but her nappy is still on. So I don't ever take the nappy off through all my sessions, ever. Just that froggy pose, undoing it. But yeah, even the side lying pose, where you would see that part of the nappy there, I would just unpeel that bit and just tuck it behind their little butt and then put that wrap over the nappy so you can't see it. But basically the nappy is on the whole time. So that just prevents being pooed on, because I got over being pooed on. Over years and years of having to hand wash out poop, I just mastered hiding the nappy, which has been really good because I don't have to worry about being pooed on, because I got pooed on a lot, quite a few times. So yeah, has anybody got questions on technical stuff, lighting, camera, anything, techie camera, lenses, anything like that? Is there anything I haven't shown you that you want to see? So down here, once I do this cocoony shot, you'll see her hands, her belly button and her legs will be out, and just the wrap goes around her. So it is like a naked shot. And then I let baby, or try to get baby to wake up right at the end and get some real cute action shots of them, eyes open, having a wriggle, let their arms do some crazy stuff. And I find those awake shots get purchased almost every single time, and a lot of them. Sometimes I'll do a gallery where they've purchased 30 images, my top package, and 8 of them are the action shots at the end. So parents love to see their baby's eyes open and awake, and just having that movement in the photos, they really love it. So definitely include them in your sessions because they are valued by your clients extremely. What else can I tell you that I haven't touched on? How's she going? She's probably just due to be wide awake now.
If she was still asleep, would you go for more beanbag images or just those two?
Just usually those two. If she was completely mush, where she was just like, oh, like not even wanting to be awake at all, I would go into the sideline pose. So from this, and then tip her down like this, and then those feet that are by her elbow here, kick them out backwards, and then just do that side lying. I very rarely do bum up. And to me, a naked bum up doesn't get purchased. It's like in the photography world, we all want to try and perfect the bum up, but parents don't actually love it as much as we do. Especially dads, if that bum is naked, they're not really into it. It's a bit kind of, I don't know, it's a bit weird. So unless you want to really get that shot, to me, because I don't want to waste time by putting pants on or a little outfit, it's just too hard and wastes too much time. So yeah, it's cute, and if you want to do that, and if you want to attract that kind of client that wants that, then go for it and post it on your social media. But I think I haven't posted a bum up pushy pose for, I can't even remember, because I don't want to do it. So just post what you want to do, and then if you don't do it in a session, people won't be like, oh, but she didn't do bum up. Like, everything else is too cute anyway. The parents are not going to get to the end of their gallery after all of this. When you see, I will be posting in the group the whole screenshot of all the images which I would suggest a parent would purchase. They're not going to get to the end and be like, oh, you didn't take my baby's bum out and like raise it in the air. They don't see that. They see their cute little baby. They're really not actually interested in the pose itself. They just want cute photos. And that's what I'm, you know, worked out how to get around. So, are you going, Missy? All right, well, let's get her down there and we'll see how she just kind of settles.
Do you select the props to use during the session, or do the clients choose the props?
I do. Yep. At the start of the session, I would usually say to them, is there anything that because I try to have everything set up before we start, I will ask them, is there anything that I've got set up that you're not really fussed on? Do you like the colour of the fabric I've chosen? Please, if I do anything that you're not keen on, for instance, if I put a bonnet on and you think it doesn't suit your baby, tell me while it's happening so I don't get to the end and then all your baby's photos have got bonnets on them. It's better to tell me before I take the shot. I can usually tell if a baby's going to suit a bonnet or not, because babies with no hair, babies with hair but no fringe hair don't generally suit bonnets, because it's like, you know, they have hair and then you've covered it up so now they look bald, but when they've got that fringe sticking out and then you have the bonnet, they still look like themselves just with the bonnet on. They kind of look like when you put that bonnet on and cover all their beautiful hair up so you can't see it, they kind of look like they're just wearing what's it called, like one of those doctor's caps. So like a surgeon's cap. Oh. So with this wrap, I'm going just around and around. This wrap is sort of double folded over in half like that way. So it's got a bit more thickness going around her just to hold her legs in. So I don't want her to be able to kick out at all, but I still want to be able to see her legs and her hands and her feet. So she's properly awake now too, but she can't really kick out unless she really has a wriggle. So hopefully that little top up gave her enough just to, even if she's awake through this, like, I'm not too concerned.
We're on 20%.
We nearly finished, so that's good. Good timing. Good girl. I know.
Where do you buy the really long wraps?
Read our photo props on Etsy. They're really expensive, but really worth it. I wish someone, maybe that's a good idea for you, Beck. Bring them in, or make them yourself. Because they cost an arm and a bloody leg, but they're so good. Just the fabric isn't like a cheap cheesecloth, it's like a real thick one. You're alright. No. Life is so hard, isn't it? She's like, yeah, it really is. I think she's going to have blue eyes.
Yes. Well, we've both got blue, so.
Well, that would make sense then, wouldn't it? That would make sense. Alright, now the back side of her is not wrapped. This is just around and around her body, just to hold her feet in. So when I pick her up now, I've just got to make sure I'm sort of got my hand right up under her back to support her, even if she was wrapped, but because she's going to be wide open under there, just want to make sure she feels nice and secure. Okay, her eyes are wide open, but I'm happy for her to just have a little look around here. Alright, So you're going to pick her up. You're all right. I'm going to place her little body in a little bit of a C shape into that dip down, and her head up onto the ledge. You're all right. Oh, you're fluffing. There you go. Good girl. Oh.
Do you provide any instructions to parents prior to the shoot?
Yes, usually I do. I tell them where to park their car. No, I do actually. But I tell them foods to avoid, because for a good year I had babies with the most upset bellies ever. Like properly in pain, screaming. Not every baby, but it got to a point where I was like, maybe I should tell mums that they shouldn't be feasting on stir fry and Brussels sprouts and curry 3 days before a newborn session. So yes, that's in my prep info. Definitely. Okay. So now, because her face is right in those shadows, she's a bit unsettled here. I reckon a big poop's coming. I'm going to tilt her a bit towards the light here. Yeah. Fluff's coming out.
She's a trooper. She's a trooper when she flies.
Right, so her face is still in the shadows, which is not where I want them. I want her face going that way a bit more. She's gnawing on this dummy like no tomorrow. You're all right. With the shusha, you need to be careful a little bit because it's actually quite piercing to your ear if you direct it towards the baby. So I kind of go just away a bit so it's not so crazy. But that's a baby shusha which you can buy online. Do you sell them? Another good thing is the lullaby, which is a cot. It usually goes under the cot mattress, and then this bit sticks out between the slats, and it's just a vibrating pad thing, which is good even if you just lean it on props or under the blankets. Sometimes babies like that vibration. Okay, so I'm going to need to roll her that way because she's facing so far this way. I don't really want to touch her too much because she's a bit unsettled. So I'm going to do it by coming underneath and just patting her and rolling her that way. Oh. I can poke that under the bowl. And some more of that.
Where did you start the wrap?
Just like right on one side, just around. I just laid her all the way on one side, so maybe 10 inches was hanging out on this side of her, and then just went around this way, and then the last little bit is there. So this is where I'm going to get these backlit shots and her toes macro shot as well. This can even turn into just really cute awake little shots here. Usually they do fall back to sleep at this point, but I think she's got a big poop coming. The way she's kind of fussing on that dummy. I'm doing some little sounds down below. Oh my God. Oh. Whoop. Yeah, I know. You gotta push it out. Sometimes it just doesn't come out by itself. Right, I'm gonna just not touch her for a minute. Just let her just have a bit of a settle. While she's there, I'll get all my lighting, my angles here set up, my settings. Just fix that little wrap a bit. Sometimes the less you touch them, the better they settle. Let's have a look. Just light in there a bit. Having the dog bed just makes life so much easier because you don't have to, like, it's all set up before you start your session, so you don't have to do it all up on the stand and constantly changing the fabric. You know, you've got your two there, the one here, it's all done. You just peel off the layers. Alright, I just want to face towards that light a little bit more. Good yawn. There you go. Oh, no, the yawns are annoying that one. There you go. Let's just fix your toesies up. If she's due for a poo as well, having these little legs there is just asking for a good poo to come along. You're telling me, aren't you? What? Oh, baby, the little butt. Because when you have a baby that's got an upset tummy, it's just so hard. Which is why I always include that in my info. She's just due for a poo, so she doesn't have an upset tummy.
You don't want to be around that even.
You know, she hasn't done one today, so.
Yeah, she's due for a poo. Turn this way a bit. I know. What is that cry, sweetheart? It's the cutest cry ever. sometimes you wish the poo would just happen, so they would get relaxed again. It's like, just poo. Yes. Push. You gotta push the poo. Gotta push it out.
Listen to it all day.
No, I'm sure. But just so you know, it's like a good 100 dB quieter than the usual screaming baby.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she's really quiet like that.
I'm sure it'll kick in. Alright. I'm doing this quick because she is a little bit on the edge. And close. Alright, we'll get a crying shot because sometimes they like that. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, you're stay here with us. Good girl. Right, did I get them there? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, considering how unsettled she is now. So what I'm going to do now, as the last little thing, is what I call the action shots. Even though she would probably be too upset to do it, but just undoing this, letting them have a little awake time. Get their body nice and straight. There you go. And my macro toes. This is when I would do that actually. You need to get that. Hang on here. You got it. Good girl. So macro toes, just quickly. Bringing those little toes together. Wrap this guy. That's a good thing about this wrap. This is how I do this every time. And then tuck it under their butt, like that. So you've got that little toe hanging out. Don't obviously cut off their circulation. Where'd that lens go? There it is. You're okay. Coming nice. Again, this is manual focusing. She can get those little toes backlit, so cute. You see all those little wrinkly, little skin wrinkles in their little toenails. You have to come from above a bit. Great. So the camera just struggling a little bit there, so I just clicked it over to autofocus just for that toe shot because it was having a bit of trouble picking it up.
You got 10% left.
Yeah, okay, we'll finish now anyway. Great. So got that little toes shot. Precious. And then take this high and let her go crazy. Not that much right, ISO. Sometimes I'll give you a little bit of eye contact. Baby, hello baby dear. When did you wake up? Did you? Let's slip it back a bit. Yeah. Let me bring up here a bit. Whoop. There we go. Alright. Can you get a bit this way, baby? Alright. Now, she's in that. I don't want to move her because she's happy there. I'm just going to bring my light so we're not so above her head. Alright, go. Go for it. Go crazy, go crazy. Go crazy. Hello. 1,000 kisses. Hello. Did you wake up this morning? Did you wake up with your big blue eyes? Just got to make sure you're not chopping through their hands with this. Hello, but like if you do chop through a hand with your cropping, it doesn't really matter too much. That's a technical thing, but just keep that in mind. Parents will love the photo anyway. Superman, go on. Hello, who's there? Who's that over there? Hello, beautiful. Hi. There you are. What are we doing? If they look into the camera in that 1 split second, so cute. Oh, there you are. Cross eyes. Momo. Nino. Hee. Oh, hi! These make for the cutest little sequence shot, isn't it? Hello! Yes! Okay, that's really cute. I'll show you that whole sequence through there in the group. Alright, before the camera dies. Give me this one now. Thank you all. Alrighty, let me quickly just pop this phone on the charging thing before it dies and we lose everything. Where is it? So guys, if you have questions, please go ahead and ask them. Alright, hang on 1 second. What I'm going to just do, rotate your phone. Oh, you can't rotate. All right, just hold that for me, Tanisha. All right, it's facing that way. All right, so we can dress her back up. Oh, look at you. What planet did you come from? Planet cute. Like a little poop in there. All right, we'll pop her down here on the change mat. You can change her and dress her and love her. Okay, and then that's her coming there. worries. Just make sure you know to take all the fluff off her and everything. Okay, got it. Thank you. So, where am I? Can you please turn that light switch on for me? Thanks, lovely. So after the session, I always say to the parents, please make sure you defluff your baby. Check in their necks, in their fingers, around their legs and toes, especially to make sure that any fluff has been removed, because the last thing you want is that little fluff twisting around a little toe and then cutting off circulation in a day or so, when, you know, because some parents don't bath their babies every single day. So yeah, I always lose half an eyebrow after a shoot where my camera hits here, or at least the makeup comes off. So that's why that's always red there. Has anybody got any actual questions? Let's have a look. Okay, so there's no other questions coming through. Cool. All right, guys, that is it. That's the whole session. That's pretty much how I do everything, every single session, every time. Just a few variances when it comes to siblings, and if baby is unsettled, where I would maybe miss out on the froggy pose and go into something else to swap that out. But I shall cull through the images to what I think is a typical gallery of what parents would purchase, and I will be sharing these images in the group so you can see what they all look like. So they will be in order of shots taken as well. If you guys have more questions, just you can create a new question in the group itself and I'll answer them there. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye.